Listen, man, you know what it is. Come on in the room. Let's chit chat. Let's talk. Guys, I want you to hurry up and share this video. Let somebody know that Dr. G. Davis, the relationship beast, is in the building. So let's go ahead and get this started. I don't want to talk very long, but I want to talk to you in detail about something that I believe is going to change your perception as it relates to relationship, dating, and marriage. So go ahead and share this video with somebody. I want to know what city you're viewing this from. I see Coach Mia J is in the building. She absolutely killed it tonight in the webinar. So big ups to you and all that you are doing to change this generation. So guys, go ahead and share this video with somebody. Let them know that Dr. G. Davis, the relationship beast, is in the building. And I just want to talk just for a few moments. I promise you I'm not going to be on live very long, but I just want to talk to you about something that I think you should know about. And let's chit chat. So if you'll come in quickly and share these videos, this video quickly, we can go ahead and get started. I do want to know what city you're viewing this from. Keisha's in the building. Again, guys, go ahead and share this video. I'm going to wait about 2 more minutes and then we'll get this conversation started, all right? I trust that everybody had a good day today as we embark on this pre-resurrection day. And, of course, all week it's been Holy Week. And so hopefully your perception about life has changed. Miss D is in the building. Dana's in the building. Again, guys, go ahead and share this video with somebody. Let them know that Dr. G. Davis, the relationship beast, is in the building. And we're getting ready to talk. So let's talk, all right? So, again, guys, it's been Holy Week all week. And hopefully your perception, your mindset has changed. And you know, I want to remind you that a lot, guys, can happen in 3 days. And so, you know, most of you guys are frustrated where you are. And I want to tell you, it don't take a long time for God to do what he needs to do in your life. And so I want to encourage you to hold on, stay focused, and don't abort your process, because there's some purpose in your process. All right. So guys, I'm gonna give everybody another 2 minutes, and then we're gonna start our conversation. And you know, I know I got some people who want to be, you know, nosy, want to figure out what we're gonna talk about tonight, and that's okay too. I want you to be nosy because you need to hear this conversation. And so I'm only going to talk to grown people who are ready to learn, who are ready to mature. And so if that is you, I want you to buckle up and hang on to your seats, because it's going to be a bumpy ride tonight. I'm not going to talk very long. I promise you this is probably my shortest Facebook Live ever. And I'm just going to hit you and run. And I'm going to do a quick drive-by, and then I am through for the night. Gabrielle is in the building. Guys, go ahead and tell me what city you're from. And go ahead and share this video. I would appreciate if y'all go ahead and share this video. Show me some hearts, guys, when you come in. That'd be amazing. So let's start this conversation, because again, I don't want to be on this very long. Again, this is probably going to be my shortest Facebook Live ever. But this is what I want to talk to you guys tonight. Patricia's in the building. Marquita's in the building. Welcome, guys. We just got off an amazing webinar with Coach Mia J from Greensboro. My goodness, what powerful information she talked about tonight as it relates to where we needed to be as far as our spiritual man is concerned. I want to talk tonight very quickly about friends with benefits. So before you get all hot and bothered, I want you to calm down. And I want to have this serious conversation with you, because one of the things that you should know is, as it relates to relationships, right? You shouldn't be in a relationship where it does not benefit you in. I want you to hear what I'm saying. You should never be a part of any type of relationship where you cannot see an added benefit to it. I want that to sink in. If you're in a relationship right now and you don't see a benefit from it, you need to jump ship, get out. Do not collect $200, but you need to get out of a relationship. When you join a relationship, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, that relationship should make you a better woman or a better man. It should add value to your life and not decrease the value that you already bring to the table. There ought to be an added benefit for me linking up with you, me connecting with you. And if there's not, then there's a problem. If I'm with you and you are constantly depleting my energy, my time, my strength, the visions that God gave me, the dreams that God gave me, and all of this stuff, and I feel more depleted now than I've ever been, this is a sign, guys, that you are in the wrong relationship. You're in the wrong relationship. So we're talking about friends with benefits tonight, and it's not the type of benefits that you think I'm talking about. We're talking about friends with benefits. What is the added value that you are bringing to the table that will benefit somebody else? I want you to think about this, because most of you guys say, listen, like Dr. G, I got this list of lots of stuff, man. I bring lots to the table. But the reality is, if that was the case, then most of y'all should be married by now. If you had so much to bring to the table, and I don't want to hear, Dr. G, I'm single by choice. That's cute, but I don't want to hear that tonight. I want to deal with reality. And the reality is, if you had so much to bring to the table, then you should be married. You should be happily married. And not only that, but you should be attracting what it is that you bring to the table. So let's talk about friends with benefits tonight. So as I said, every relationship should be a benefit to you and a benefit to the person that you're dating. Here's where I hit you with a curveball. Every relationship, guys, from Genesis to Revelation, has been based off of, every connection has been based off a relationship. God wanted to have a relationship with man, and in the end, he wants to have a relationship with man in heaven. Right? So from Genesis to Revelation, the Bible talks about, and the Bible reference relationships. God honors relationships, not just marriage, not just covenant, but he honors relationships, period. Right? So why are we talking about this tonight, Dr. G? Because I am convinced that most of you guys are not where you need to be spiritually, and this may be an indication why you're experiencing horrible natural relationships, because it is a reflection of where your spiritual life is. We finna go deep. Some of y'all finna tune me out in the next 2 seconds. But I want you to hang on, because I told you this is going to be a bumpy ride. I'm going to do a drive-by and I got to go. Some of you guys are experiencing bad situations because it's a reflection of your spiritual life. This is what I want you to hear. There is no way that you can have a relationship with God. Watch this. I'm going to give y'all my Easter speech early. There's no way that you can have a relationship with God and pray as much as y'all pray, quote scriptures and post scriptures and post quotes on Facebook and on Instagram. There's no way you can have all of this stuff, guys, and not have some type of level of discernment as it relates to relationships. I want you to hear what I'm saying. There's no way that you can have this awesome relationship with God, and then naturally your relationships are whack. And they are out of whack. This is what I want you to know. It's time to go deeper in your spiritual walk. Because I promise you, if you were going deeper in your spiritual walk, a lot of these tricks that these cats are playing, you would have picked up on it a long time ago. A lot of all this game that be playing, you would have picked up on it a long time ago if your spiritual walk with God was on point. So remember what I said in the beginning. Remember what I said in the beginning. Your relationships should bring a benefit to you. So here's a question I want to ask you. For those who are spiritual and those who have a relationship with God, is we understand what the relationship and what the benefit would be for us being in a relationship with God. But my question tonight is what is God getting out of you that he can actually benefit from? Why would God want to be in a relationship with you? We know what the benefit would be for us to be in a relationship with God. Of course, grace. Of course, mercy. Of course, being in good health and all that stuff is great. But if the roles were reversed and God was asking you a question tonight, and that question was, what is the benefit that I get from being in a relationship with you? And that would be what? And most of you guys, God would be upset tonight because he ain't seen you in I don't know how long. Now we know tomorrow is Resurrection Day, so everybody and their granddaddy gonna be at church. But why is it that you only go to church on special holidays? And so, God is not interested in no side chicks, no side dudes. He wants a personal relationship with you. So, Dr. G, why are you talking about, why are you going to church on us tonight? Well, I'm going to church on you tonight because your spiritual walk with God is a direct reflection on what you're able to attract naturally. The Bible talks about first natural, then spiritual. There's no way that a man can fully love you if he doesn't love God. There's just no way. It may appear to be love, but it ain't gonna be love. And so when we talk about love God's way, we talk about this agape love, which speaks about there's nothing that you can do, nothing that you can say, how bad you can treat me, that would make me turn my back on you. That's how much I love you. And it don't even matter if you cheat on me. That type of love that I have towards you is this agape love. I will always love you. In fact, the Bible talks about that God being married to the backslider. I'm still connected to you. And so until, guys, we experience that personal agape love with Jesus, we will continue to attract what we've been attracting because we don't even know what love is. We know what lust is, but we don't know what love is. We know what friends with benefits is, but we don't know what it means to have a benefit from being in a relationship with God. So the question tonight is what is the benefit that God has and gets from you because you guys are in a relationship? Next question I have is this. Are you monogamous? Are you in a monogamous relationship with God? Or does he have to compete with these side chicks and these side dudes that you place in your life? Let's just talk. Let's talk for a moment. Is he constantly competing for your time, your attention, your self-esteem, your worth? Is God in the competition with your side chick? Or your side dude? Or your main dude? Or your main chick? Because the last time I checked, I heard that God was a jealous God. Which means he's not going to share you with nobody else. So which means that ultimately, guys, he wants you all to himself. The problem is that I don't think we're giving him our all. I think we're giving him sometimes here, sometimes there. And then when we want to be married, we expect God to just overshadow us and overload us with all of these benefits. And we've been treating him like a side chick. We only need God when we want something. We treat God and we try to pimp God and manipulate God to get him to do what we want him to do when we're not doing what we need to do for God. And so the reality, guys, is this, is that God is never obligated to give you anything that you haven't prepared for. So a lot of people want to be married, and we've been on this 21-day challenge. Today is day 15. That we've been on this 21-day marriage challenge Because we got a lot of people who think that they are ready for marriage, and I'm sorry, ma'am, sorry, sir, you are not ready for marriage. And again, because you have not prepared for it. And so tonight the question is are you and God in a monogamous relationship? What is the benefit that God gets out of you by being in a relationship with him? Or are you trying to pimp God? I mean, let's just be 100 tonight. Ain't no sense of sugarcoating it the day before resurrection. Let's just be 100. Are you pimping God tonight? That's the question. Are you using God for what you can get out of him? And then when you need something, you want him to come through quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let's talk tonight, because I'm talking to some people who are frustrated with where they are in life. And they're frustrated because their relationship with God is not where it needs to be. I know y'all don't like this tonight, but you need to hear this, because it is not. Let's just be honest. You know it is not where it needs to be. You know, you should know the difference between being religious and being in a relationship with God. Relationship requires you to commit. Relationships requires for you to communicate. It ain't just me talking all the time, but it's you hearing from God. You listening from God. Listening to God. Relationships require some one-on-one time. Quality time. Just like you would do your boo. So my question is, what is the benefit that God is getting out of your life by you guys being in a relationship? Last thing I want to share with you is this. Based off of my 5 steps, guys. And I tell you and talk to you guys all the time about the 5 steps of relationship, which is number 1, friendship. Number 2 is courtship. Number 3 is dating. Number 4 is engagement. And number 5 ultimately is where you want to be, which is marriage. Friendship, courtship, dating, engagement, marriage. Based off of these 5 steps, guys, which one of these steps are you on as it relates to God? Are y'all still in the friend zone? You do know what the friend zone means. The friend zone means that, you know, you got 2 people. You got 2 people. You got one person who wants to take this friendship to the next level, and then you got somebody else who's saying, listen, you know, we cool and everything, but I don't see us going to the next level. You know, you good enough to sleep with, but you're not good enough to go to the next level of your relationship with. I'm good enough for you to eat all my food, and I'm good enough to wash your clothes, but I'm not that good enough to go to the next relationship. That's the friend zone. Are you and God still on the friend zone? Or are you in the engagement with him? Or are y'all married? Off of these 5 steps, guys, where is your relationship at? Spiritually. Because again, your spiritual walk is an indication of where you are naturally. And the reason why you keep attracting what you keep attracting. You'll be surprised, guys, how many people are having identity crisis because they don't know who they are. They don't know whose they are. And so they're living vicariously through other people and other relationships because they do not have a relationship with God. Their discernment is not where it needs to be. They lack self-control. They lack self-esteem. And ultimately, they're victims of their past. But one of the things that I love about God is not married to you, to what happened to you in your past. He is in love with your future. He's in love with you right now. In fact, he says, listen, I'm going to take all of the stuff, all the bad stuff that you've ever done, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it into the sea of forgiveness, and guess what? I'm never going to bring it up again. It ain't going to come up in a future conversation like some of us do. I'm not going to bring it up when I want something out of you, but this is what I'm going to do. This is my commitment to you, that I'm going to throw it into the sea of forgiveness, and you ain't got to ever worry about it coming up again. Now the problem is we got a lot of deep scuba divers who like to deep scuba dive and go back and get some of the stuff that God released us from. But God said, I'm not going to do you like that, because this is my commitment to you. This is my relationship with you. My question tonight is, based off these 5 steps, where is your relationship with God at? Are y'all in the friend zone? You want him to give you, you want him to give you a husband, but you don't want to spend quality time with him. Are y'all engaged? You know, ladies, y'all heard this before. Y'all been together for 10 years and y'all supposed to be engaged, but you ain't seen no wedding yet. You ain't seen no wedding preparations. Y'all ain't even picked out no rings yet. Y'all ain't did nothing to prepare for this marriage. You don't know where y'all gonna live, where y'all gonna stay. But there's been talk about what marriage will probably be like. But I guess we engaged. Maybe we are, maybe we not. Or are you guys courting? We still trying to get to know one another. And I know what you're saying. Well, I'm not ready for a relationship with God right now. I got some stuff I want to do. There's still some things I still want to do. When I find the time, I'm gonna develop this relationship with God. But you want friends with benefits, though. You want God to give you everything he has and everything that you're requiring God to give you. You want all of that now, but you don't want a relationship with him. Really. So you want to continue pimping God week after week, month after month, because of something that you want. But when he's requiring you to come into a relationship, a monogamous, keyword, monogamous relationship, oh, you can't do that. Dr. G, you tripping. I can't. Why are we talking about this tonight? I don't want to deal with this. But you need to deal with this tonight, because I'm telling you, it is a reflection of your natural relationships. Everything, guys, as I told you, from Genesis to Revelation, is based off of relationships. Period. Point blank. So which means if you don't have a relationship with God, how can I expect us to have a relationship together? You don't value commitment. You don't value loyalty. You don't know how to be sensitive. You don't know how to be caring. You don't know how to communicate. You're not good with money. Why should we be married? And your relationship with God, you don't like to pay tithes. You don't like to pay offering, give an offering. You don't even like to go to the house of God. So why would I expect you to come to my house every night and we're married? And you don't even go to God's house once a week, twice a week. So why would I expect you to come home to me when you be everywhere else, running the streets, doing what you want to do, going where you want to go, hanging out with people who you probably shouldn't be hanging out with, but you want to be married. So again, guys, based off of these 5 steps, where are you guys at? And I'm talking about your relationship with God. Are you putting God in the friend zone? Are you engaged to God, but you're not really ready to be married yet? You got cold feet. You're getting second thoughts. You're not really ready to take this relationship to the next level. Or ultimately, are you married to God? Like, listen, this is my ride or die. Even if a man doesn't show up, even if a wife does not show up for me, I am content with being alone, because there's a difference, guys, between being alone and lonely. I want you to hear that. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Most of you guys can't even embrace a relationship because you haven't practiced being alone. So you always got to be underneath somebody. You always got to be in a relationship. And so I'm not going to which means that you can't deal with with you because now you brought in someone else and now you got to deal with their stuff, their issues, their baggage. But you never took the time to be quiet enough to learn what it is that you need to change within you. So again, guys, what and where is your relationship with God? Which one of these 5 steps are you in? What is the true benefit that God gets out of you from being in a relationship with him? Again, guys, your spiritual walk is an indication and a reflection of your natural relationships. And I'm not even talking about just marriage. I'm talking about family life. I'm talking about relationships at work, relationships with people in your community. This is huge, guys. And until you understand your relationship with God and being able to go deeper in him, I promise you guys, some of the things that we are experiencing, you won't have to experience it because God would have told you in the dream. He would have showed you in the vision. The moment they open their mouth, you've been like, listen, God already showed me you already. I'm moving on. I got to go. No, it's not you. It's me. I got to go. And so, guys, a lot of the stuff that we keep dealing with, these cycles that we keep repeating, I promise you, if you had spiritual discernment, you would never go back to going back doing the same things over and over and over again. So the question tonight is, what level on a scale from 1 to 10, how high is your spiritual walk with God? On a scale from 1 to 10, how high is your spiritual discernment? These are questions you need to ask yourself because, again, guys, the lessons that we are refusing to acknowledge and refusing to learn from, I promise you, you're going to have to repeat these lessons, and there is a test that is coming. There's a test that's coming. Your ex, who you ain't talked to in I don't know how long, will contact you. It's a guarantee. Will try to re-enter your life. I promise you, it will happen. And if it hasn't happened already, buckle up because you're going to get that call, you're going to get that email, or he might just stop by one night. But if you don't have your mindset and your perception on what needs to happen at this point, because some of you guys, and I keep saying this, but some of you guys, you're at the second half of your life. You're over the age of 20. You're in your 30s now. You're in your 40s. And even if you're in your 20s, guys, the things that you made and these mistakes that you made in the beginning of your life, you can't afford to make those same mistakes, those same careless mistakes over and over and over again. One of the things, guys, and I'll leave this with you guys, one of the things that Coach Mia J talked about tonight was making sure that you had these 3 areas under control. The first thing was discernment. Again, your discernment needs to be on point at all times. It needs to be constantly sharpened. The second thing she talked about was making sure that you understand your direction, regardless of what type of relationship you've just experienced. Were there red flags as it relates to that direction that it should have went in? Or did you just ignore all these signs and just say, well, you know what? If I love him long enough, he'll change. If I love her long enough, it will change. What is the direction that your life is going because of your relationships? Is it good? Is it bad? Are you in a it's complicated relationship? You don't know what status y'all in. What is the direction? What is the game plan? Are we just dating to be dating? Do you did this man manipulate you and punk you into giving up the goods, and he ain't planning on marrying you? He ain't planning on spending the rest of his life with you. He just want the goods. Or for that matter, you just want the goods and you not trying to settle down. You not trying to get married. What is the direction that your life is ultimately going in? Last thing she talked about was decisions. Every one of us have decisions that we have to make. In fact, I'm talking to people right now who are looking at me that within the next 3 to 6 months, there's some major decisions that you're going to have to make as it relates to your life, your relationships, your dating life, and even your marriage. There's some major crossroads that you're going to have to deal with, that you're going to not have to just not make emotional decisions. I don't want you to make emotional decisions. But at this point in your life, in this season of your life, you need to start making educated decisions based off discernment, your spiritual discernment. So the last one was decisions, guys. What are some of the crucial decisions that you know you need to make? Some of the things you need to adjust because of the people that are around you. What are the major decisions, guys, that you need to identify? She gave us 3 things: discernment, direction, and decision. But I want to give you guys one last D that you need to know about, and that is Hebrews 11:2, which says something like this: warning comes before destruction. So after you have discernment, direction, and you've made all these crazy decisions, the lessons that you refuse to obey and to pay attention to, ultimately what's going to happen, guys, is ultimately it will be your destruction. Something will happen to where it will not be to your liking. And I don't care what it is. It could be the fact that all of a sudden you came up pregnant. It could be in the fact that because you wanted a man or you wanted a woman so bad, this person was abusive to you for no apparent reason. And again, guys, what I said last week still stands the same. What God does is he steps back, he crosses his arms, and because you've been wanting it so bad, he steps back and allow you to experience what it is that you feel like you want to experience. So what am I saying? Warning comes before destruction. So you got to learn these lessons. If you don't, you will repeat the past. It will happen. It's not a matter of will it happen? No, I'm telling you, it will happen. And Mandy says, can I touch on the D's again? Discernment is what Coach Mia J talked about tonight in our 21-day marriage challenge. Discernment. You need discernment in this season of your life. You need direction in this season of your life. And then last but not least, you need to make, or you have decisions that you're going to have to make in this season of your life. And the bonus D is this: destruction. Discernment, direction, decisions, destruction. If you're not willing to change, and we got a lot of people who be doing a lot of talking, and they think, listen to me, I talk to people all over the country every day who think they got this under control. They got their relationships under control. They got this thing called dating under control, this thing called marriage. And listen, you do not got it under control. Well, if I can just love this man long enough, I can kind of build a man. I can kind of shape him to be what I need him to be. I can shape this woman to be. Listen, it won't happen. You can't build you a man like you build you a bear. It ain't gonna happen. And especially if you're over the age of 40, it's a wrap. Especially if you're over the age of 50. By that time, we pretty much stuck in your ways. You're not finna change for nothing or nobody. So what does that mean? That you probably stuck with what you've been experiencing. But this is what I'm saying. Warning, guys, comes before destruction. You cannot continue to keep running through. I want you to hear me. You can't continue to keep running through red lights, guys. Eventually, you will have a major accident. You keep running through red lights, knowing that you're supposed to stop. Pay attention and think. But instead of paying attention and instead of thinking, you just running through the red light. Gone. 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 You just gone. I'm just going to run with it. You know this light is red. It's bright red. and you still running this red light, guys, eventually there's going to be a fatal accident. Why am I telling you this? Because Hebrews 11:2 says a warning comes before destruction. It's just a matter of time. You keep running through red lights, and it's just a matter of time. You keep ignoring these red signs, these red flags, and I promise you, it's just a matter of time. So, we're talking about friends with benefits, guys. What is the benefit that God gets out of you for being in a relationship with Him? Are you and God monogamous together? Or are you pimping God? Are you using Him like a side chick, a side dude? Do you want God to be your sugar daddy, but you're not ready to go to the next relationship? You don't want to be married to God. You just want God to be your sugar daddy. Listen, guys, that's not going to work no more. In fact, He's requiring you to be monogamous with Him. And when you become a monogamous with God, you being loyal in relationships, it's not going to be a problem. When you've been monogamous with God, you being, being committed, it's not going to be a problem. You trying to figure out if I can trust this person, it won't be a problem, guys, because one thing about relationships, guys, is always going to be about communication. You listening, somebody talking. They talking, you listening. I would be a horrible husband if I never spent time and quality time with my wife. Horrible. If I didn't listen at all to what she said, ever, I will have a horrible relationship. What am I saying? That's the same way we treat God. We treat Him like He don't really matter. But when we need something, I promise you, that's the first name everybody calls. Guys, let's not pimp God no more. Let's not treat Him like this sugar daddy. But let's be in a monogamous relationship with God so that we can practice being monogamous in our natural relationships with other people. All right? That's my time, guys. I'm not going to be with this all night. But I want you to hear my heart. And that is that these 5 relationships that I talk about, friendship, courting, dating, engagement, marriage. Out of these 5 steps, guys, where's your relationship with God? Are y'all still in the friend zone and you really don't want to take it to the next level, but you want all these benefits? Or are you on the engagement level where you really not ready to get married and you've been dragging God along and been telling him, I'm gonna marry you, I'm gonna marry you, I'm gonna marry you. Y'all don't lick that rings, but ain't no wedding date set. The venue ain't even picked. Where's your relationship with God? Again, guys, your relationship with God has I don't care who tell you different. Listen to me. It has everything to do with your natural relationships with people. Trust me. The reason why you can't trust, I guarantee you, is issues from your past that you have not allowed God to deliver you and heal you from. So let's get delivered, let's get healed, and let's deeper our relationship with God. Because ultimately, I can't even expect my wife to love me like she needs to love me if she doesn't have a relationship with God. You can't love your husband or your wife like you really need to love them until you understand what this agape love is. One of the things that I love about God, guys, and I got to go, is I'm so happy that God don't switch out like we do our relationships. We'll switch out in a minute. Listen, I ain't got to put up with this. I'm good. I'm gone. I'm straight. Somebody else can have this. I'm so happy. I am so happy tonight that God does not switch out on us. That He is married to the backslider. That He is married to those who ain't been committed to Him. And He still loves us unconditionally. And this is where we need to be in our relationships, guys. That's my time. I wish you guys all well. Have an amazing Resurrection Day on tomorrow. You guys be safe out there. If you want information for the 21-day marriage challenge that is going on right now, this is day 15. And the next marriage challenge starts May 8th. If you're interested in being a part of the 21-day marriage challenge, it's a precursor, a pre-training to what marriage is really going to be. It's marriage 101, and we go deep in conversations. And so if you want to be a part of that, information to be a part for next month's 21-day challenge will be at the bottom of the screen. If you're interested in being a part of the Singles Project, we got about 8 amazing mentors, life coaches, motivational speakers that's going to be with me this coming July. And I promise you, you don't want to miss it. It's 8 amazing nights of powerful information for all of my single people. The problem is, guys, we got a lot of married people who want to be single, and we got a lot of single people who want to be married. You need to get this information, and you need to invest in your destiny. You want to invest into your future. I promise your future husband is going to thank you. Your future wife is going to thank you for you taking the time to prepare yourself for marriage. So again, this information also will be at the bottom of the screen, and I want you to register right now. You can register right now for the Singles Project, guys, for just $15. That's the early bird registration on sale for $15 right now. Eventually it will go up, but this is going to be a live webinar where you can join the conversation from the comfort of your home and be knowledgeable and trained as it relates to marriage, single, and dating. So do that for me. Share this video, guys, with all of your 499 friends. And I want to be able to come into their life and bless them with this information. I want to hear any questions, any comments, or any concerns about having friends with benefits. I would love to hear what you got to say about this subject. Until next time, guys, if you can't love the one that you with, listen, don't try to love mine. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.